Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs, and as you can see I am here with this 04 Aztek again because it's been a couple of days since I brought the other one to you, the other video about this specific Aztek here. And yes, I am seriously looking into purchasing it, and I don't know, I'm still working with trying to see what the numbers are gonna be, and just kind, other miscellaneous things, trying to see if I could even honestly come up with the funds for this vehicle. It's not going to be easy, especially since I have obviously two open loans already on two other cars, and I don't have the extra cash to just pull out of my pocket and get this one. But we are actually trying to see what the final figure is going to be, and then we're going to go from there. So as of right now, the way that I'm looking at it is there's like a 50-50 chance at this time of me being able to take this thing home, in a couple of days maybe. So as of right now, it's not even for sale to the public. The public has no idea that this car is even here, so there's also a chance that it's going to go to the auction if that's the case. But like I said in the last video though, it really isn't in that bad a shape. It's drivable. It's definitely not perfect, but that's okay. It's a nice one. They're getting harder to find, and that's why I really want one, like this drivable. Like I said, it's not perfect. It definitely needs a new windshield. It's got some weird ripples on the hood, but nothing major. I did notice after I was done with the last video that the looks like it got hit with a golf ball or something. But you know what? It adds character. It adds character to the car. I brought it out here on the pavement because I actually do want to kind of look for myself to see if I notice anything funky under the car and whatnot. The car has not even gone through a safety inspection yet. So that's kind of why I'm, filming this. I might use the camera to kind of look under the car if I can't look underneath far enough. So that's what we're going to kind of do in this video. We're just kind of look a little further into the tech and just kind of pick out some things here and there that, could possibly be wrong with it. Now the tires are not bad. They're definitely in way better shape than my Escape tires are. So I actually noticed that when I first looked at it. They need cleaned, scrubbed and cleaned and shined and stuff, but there's still a lot of tread on there. So chances are, if I bought this one and if I didn't get my tires before winter on the Escape, I would probably just drive this for most of the winter, or on the days where the roads are bad. Definitely have to polish up these lights. They have the film on them from the sun and whatnot, dead plastic. So these would get a good polishing if it didn't go through detail. And let's take a look underneath now. Let's see. I do see oil. I wonder where it's coming from. Could be from previous situation, could be current. I know the oil in this is pretty dirty, so it does need to be changed. The transmission, I don't see anything with the transmission though. It doesn't look like it's leaking or running or anything, so that's good. Hopefully that's not a head gasket issue. I don't really see anything else leaking from this angle. From what I can see, the axles and boots look okay. I think that one looks okay. I'll have to get a little closer look. Let's see what's on this side. Trying to see if I can see brake lines and such. A little bit of a rusty spot there for that line. A little bit there. The rest of it looks pretty good. Gas tank. That's probably the thing there that's wrong with the gas gauge. That's probably what needs to be replaced. That sender unit or whatever. Of course, it's got some rust. Doesn't look like it's too bad though. It's probably normal rust. Alright, let's see. The spare, of course. Exhaust. Not really a whole lot to see under that part. Anything. Some slight rust there. Slight rust there. Really doesn't look like the whole line is bad though, so that's not terrible in my opinion. But I'm sure at some point they would have to be redone, replaced. But definitely not as bad as I was expecting them to look. It's kind of hard to tell if, you know, with they kind of pressure washed it a little bit. But it looks like there's still some, you know, this could be cleaned off some. I would probably really clean this engine up. I'd probably take like a wire wheel, you know, get all this looking good again, not all as tarnished as it is. I do see it's hard to tell if that could be fresh or not from how it looks. I mean, it might have the infamous leak if I bought it though. The good thing is I wouldn't really have to worry about getting it fixed to like right away. This definitely would not be my primary vehicle. I wouldn't have to necessarily play the game of getting it fixed immediately because I need a car to drive to work. But then again, I don't want this engine to you know, obviously die. So it would have to be fixed at some point or another. The belt looks good. I don't see any cracks in this belt here. So belt's in good shape. Battery, where's the date? Is there a date on there? Can't tell from there. But yeah, it's got a battery. Seems to be okay. It does still have a little bit of that pink coolant in there, so it makes me wonder if maybe the head gaskets were never changed, because usually the pink stuff does not go back in. I looked at the transmission fluid the last time I was out here with it, and it does not look bad. It still has some red in it. It's not black or anything, so the transmission performed really well, which, you know, I wasn't expecting that. So either the transmission had service or they did keep up with it. I do know the oil, however, would need to be changed, and I would have to clean the engine out because there is some buildup that could be from a possible head gasket situation. I don't know. Or it could just be because they didn't change the oil on time. It could be just some minor sludge buildup. But if it's on the cap, that means it's everywhere else. So I would definitely, one of the first things I do is change the oil multiple times in a short amount of time, you know, and throw some like sea foam in there. So run it with the sea foam, and then after each oil change, you know, hopefully all that gunk and stuff would get flushed out. This would probably need to be replaced also. That would probably be plugged. But yeah, the oil would need to be changed. Like I said, hopefully we don't have any coolant in the oil. I don't really have a good way of checking to see if that's true or not right now. But that's all I can really tell from under here. really trying to see. It's hard on this engine to see down in there. I mean, I see oil and stuff, but it could be oil left over from a previous head gasket issue. They probably may have had it fixed at one time, and of course the oil on the engine's never going to go away. Nobody really would clean that up. I would have cleaned it up. So I mean, it could have already been replaced, or it could not have been. It's the chance you take when you buy one of these things. But since I've had one, I know the procedure, I know how it goes, so the situation would not be a stranger to me. I must say, I'm still impressed with the fact that this car has cold air conditioning, especially with how warm it got today. Also, excuse me, I don't think the remote would be with it. There's 2 keys, I believe, because this is, yeah, this is key A. So there's a B key also. So there's 2 keys. The other one may have the remote, I don't know. But the remotes were a standard feature on the techs. And I honestly don't care if it doesn't have it. I mean, like I said, this is not going to be a daily car. It's just going to be one for me to have. So all of the dash lights work. So we have the infamous Pontiac orange. Except for this, we all know that one. This one was burnt out, but oh, there it goes. Yeah, so it came back on. The fan switch I mentioned from before doesn't work on 3, but it does all the other speeds. So my guess is the fan switch itself would have to be done, and I've done that before. It's not a big deal. This is burnt out too. I wonder if we can, yep, there we go. But anyway, it's not a big deal to replace. It's a cheap fix. If that's not the case, I would assume it's either the you know, the resistor up, and of course we have the gas gauge issue, which, like I said, I was expecting, because the gas gauges for some reason seem to be a common thing with this GM body platform. It happens on the minivans, it happens on the Rendezvous, it happens on the Azteks, and like I said, I think it's that sending unit thing that's under the seat. If not, it could be the actual unit on the tank, but I don't know. A lot of times I've heard it's the thing under the seat, under the car. So there's that. The resistor, you know, it could be the resistor, it could be the it could be the motor itself, but I don't think it's that, it goes to that extent. The motor is working fine. It's still blowing out really cold air, you know, so it's probably just that. But everything else seems to work just fine. The transmission shift interlock works. When you put your foot on the brake, it doesn't give you any hesitation with the shifter. I don't know, the glove box door, that's not even a big deal to me. I wouldn't even worry about that. Everything else works on this car though. The windows work, the mirrors work, the locks work. I mean, everything else just seems to be good with this car. The sunroof works. I did open it while the camera was off the first time. So it works, it is fully functional. Like I said before, it's getting harder and harder to find these Azteks in as good working order as this one. I mean, this one runs, and the transmission seems flawless when I was driving it. I mean, I had it for an hour that day, non-stop driving. So even after it was really warm and stuff, I didn't seem to have any issues. The transmission fluid looks fine. And, you know, the struts and shocks, I don't know what condition they're in, but the car feels like a normal Aztek. It's comfortable, it's soft, it doesn't have any significant bounce or any noises from the struts and the springs and stuff. Now, like I said, I don't know the condition of those, but it seems like they're in, you know, decent shape. What else do I got? I mean, it just seems like this Aztek here is, this is a good one. This is one that I wouldn't mind having, aside from some of the minor features, which, hey, that's content for the channel. You know, if I had this car, I would be making videos on this Aztek. I would be making videos about problems that come up or problems that don't come up, how to repair those problems, like how to investigate the gas gauge. I'll look into that, and we'll try to replace things, and just all. I'm sorry, my wife called, so my video got cut off. But getting back to the topic, I don't know, I just feel like this is a good one. I feel like, you know, this one honestly would be fine, especially since it wouldn't be used all the time. I would just bring it out once in a while. I'm just really itching to detail it. I'm really itching to clean it up on the inside and fix all of the little things, you know, just be like, yeah, that's my tech. I am proud to have a tech. I'm proud to have another tech. But if this doesn't work out, if there happens to be a chance that the 50% comes in and I don't, you know, not able to get this somehow, you know, then I'll just have to be like, okay, we'll just try again to, you know, find another one. It's not easy. It's not easy. As a matter of fact, I looked online in my area to see who is selling an Aztek, and I looked, I think within like 100 miles, 200 miles and stuff, and a list of like 5 came up. And they weren't even anywhere really near where I am, so it would be a challenge for me to actually find one of these for sale. But who knows what the future would hold. I either take this one home in a couple of days, or I don't, and at one point in the future I end up with one anyway. So maybe I would find one with you know, my spec. Maybe I could find one that looks exactly like the one that I had. The gold, or the champagne color is what it's called, the champagne metallic something. It would not be my first choice. It does look good on this car though. That's the only reason why I'd be happy with this, because that color looks good on this car. Same thing with the interior scheme. I'm not a fan of tan or light beige or taupe or whatever they called it on the sticker, but I'm not a fan of that color, but it looks good with these seats. It looks good with the black. It looks good with the accenting. That's the only reason why I'd be okay with it. So I could settle for this tech. Not a problem. I mean, this tech is nearly identical to mine other than the color, and it's missing like 2 options. It's missing the leather wrap steering wheel with the buttons on the spokes, and it's missing the upgraded sound system. I'm pretty sure those are part of the same package. But it's got the sunroof, it's got the CD, it's got everything else is the same on this car. It's the same, so I'd be happy with it. But from what I can see, I don't really see anything else too horribly wrong with it. So I think we're gonna go park it now, and I'm gonna go home. I wish I could take it back out again, but unfortunately, I cannot. See, we're going into this gravel pit, and I know you'd have to be here, but even the escape bounces around terribly. But this just has like a nice glide over it. There's some holes up here. I mean, you know, it's not the best ride, but somebody took the spot that this was sitting in. I'm curious to see if the gas gauge, what it does after the car is off and it's turned back on. So yeah, so I don't know. I want to guess that the level it's probably at around a half a tank of gas, is what I would guess, because that seems to be where it shoots up to when the key is turned on, and then from there it goes all over the place. Yeah. Heat seems to be okay. Okay, enough games, I guess. You guys are probably getting bored. I gotta go turn the key in now. Wonder if the horn works. Sounds like my old horn. Alright guys, so I turned the key back in. I did manage to get a copy of the Carfax, so at least I know a little bit of the history of the car. It was actually 2-owner. That's really surprising because the second owner kept all of the manual and the window sticker and all that stuff together, so that's usually not that common. But 2-owner car, and the first person owned it for about the first 10 years of its life. The Carfax doesn't really show a whole lot of the maintenance that was done on the car, but it does say that the you know, there's little things here and there. The headlights were worked on at first. The mud flaps were installed. This is within 4,000 miles, so when the car was still new. Trying to turn the page with one hand is not easy. At one time, it does look like the fuel level sending unit was replaced once already, and this was at 11,000 miles, almost 12,000 miles. So that issue had taken place before, which again I know is common, but it happened early in life on that one. The radio was replaced at almost 36,000 miles, and then from there on out, after the second owner took it, it was all just title changes and registration renewed and all that stuff. So that's really all the information that I got on it maintenance wise. So we're gonna find out maybe tomorrow. It won't be tomorrow for you guys, but it'll be tomorrow for me. But I'm gonna find out and see if what the chances are of getting it home would be, and if not, then I'll just have to let it go. Everything happens for a reason, right? So if it's not going to be that one, I will one day find one. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to find one, and that's all there is to it. So if you guys enjoyed this vlog, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also comment and subscribe. And don't forget to check out Mike's Vehicle Spotlight, which is my official vehicle touring segment that I post here on this channel. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully a lot of you guys don't mind the Aztek stuff. And hopefully people on YouTube who are looking for Aztek stuff will find this channel, and I'm keeping you guys amused. So either way, thank you for watching and checking out these videos. I will see you guys next time. So fingers crossed, and I'll talk to you later. Take care. Handle's nice. This is actually the last street that I drove my Aztek on, going to the dealership to trade it in. So that's kind of funny that I'm taking this one down this road here.